Well, I guess I'm live. I want to check this out and make sure that it's working before I go too far. I had to run downstairs and grab me a drink. Can't go live without something to drink, right? So I'm I'm a little bit out of breath because I had to go in a hurry. I was like, I can't start my live without something to drink. Take these off because I know they work. Well, welcome back to Shop Talk. I have something really awesome to tell you guys. Like, hopefully you stick around because I have absolute huge news. It was just released today, and if you are any kind of car person, you probably know already what I'm going to tell you, but stick around, and it's absolutely amazing news in the car world, and you're not going to want to miss it, but I have other things that I want to go over before I get to that, because that is the nugget that basically I'm going to center this live around because it's huge. It's been a long time coming. Anyway, so again, you know, what I normally do is I go over the things that happened in the past. I go over shows that I went to or things that I did the last couple weeks, because as you know, I decided to do my show every 2 weeks because my life is just so extremely busy that I don't have time to do this every week. I wish I didn't have to go to that stupid thing you call a job, but unfortunately I do. I still have a few more years before I'm going to be lucky enough to retire. So in the meantime, I still have to go drive a semi, Chicago every night and back. And it's been crazy. Like, they've been working me 12, 13, 14-hour days. And so I decided to scale this back and only do it every other week. I hope you understand that. So anyway, like the last, I'm trying to find my calendar. Let me see if I can pull up my calendar real quick. So 2 weekends ago, which would have been June 6th and 7th, Friday, Saturday, on Friday, I was exhausted. I stayed home. I didn't do anything. Saturday, I was supposed to go out of town. I have, a church camp that I go to every year down south of here, about an hour down by Alexandria, Indiana. And so I decided that I wanted to go to Cars and Coffee. Normally I go to Cars and Coffee. I go to the gym and work out because it happens right in front of my gym. And then I hang out at Cars and Coffee for 2 hours or 3 hours, however long I feel like staying, and then I leave. But this week I had so many things going on. I got up and I wanted to wash my car because I hadn't done that. And then I decided I'm going to go to Cars and Coffee for 1 hour, and then I'm going to go out of town to go see all my friends and family. So I went to Cars and Coffee and I limited it to 1 hour. While I was there, I ran into an old friend of mine. His name is Tom, that I used to ride motorcycles with all the time. And Tom and I are both members of the Christian Motorcyclists Association. You'll hear me refer to that as the CMA. No, not Country Music Association. Christian Motorcyclists Association. Anyway, I ran into Tom, and we were talking about cars like we always do, and he said, I have this CUDA over here. And I was like, dude, really? Yeah. So, long story short, I went over and to his house. I left the cars and coffee. I went over to his house, and this dude has all kinds of goodies in his garage. And so I decided that I was going to do a video, and I shot a couple videos at his house. Now, the one on the CUDA is scheduled to come out. I've already done post-production on that. It's coming out next Monday because I have every other things scheduled. But anyway, so I ran into Tom. I did a I did a video on his CUDA, and let's see if I can find a photograph for you real quick. Let's see. Yeah, so here is a photograph of his CUDA. Pretty nice car. See if I can move that over and get it right. That's Tom's CUDA. Beautiful car, 440. And anyway, so yeah, you're going to want to check that video out. It comes out, like I said, on Monday. So after I did that, and then I went down to my church camp, like I mentioned earlier, and I ran into this young man that I met last year. He is like 11 years old, and I pulled in my Panther, my 24 Collector's Edition, and the dude came running over full speed ahead. He ran over and he was like, "Oh man, like that car is amazing." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I kind of agree, but long story short is mom and dad said this dude is nuts about Camaros. Like, that's all he ever talks about." And I asked his parents, "Do you care if I take him for a ride?" And there's absolutely, go ahead. It would totally make his day. So this time last year, I wasn't really into doing the YouTube thing, so I didn't think anything about it. But this year, I took my gear with me, and I decided, with permission from his parents, that I would take him for another ride. But it's in my SS1LE this year. And so they were completely on board with that, and they said it would totally make his day. So my cousin took this video of us leaving. Check it out. Yeah, what a blast. And again, you'll have to watch the video. You have to check back and watch the video. I'm waiting on some other information before I release that. But you'll be able to see a video. I shot a video with this young man. He's a good kid, and he's crazy about Camaros. His mom took this photograph of us before I left, and his name is TJ. So again, I have a video coming out with him, but I'm also waiting on some other small video snippets before I release that. So check back with that. And also, I did a video on the church camp itself, so that's already on my channel. If you feel like you want to check that out, go for it. I would appreciate it. So, anyway, so the next thing that I want to talk about was last weekend. Last weekend was the 13th and 14th of June. Now, I'm not gonna be like crazy and tell you this, that it rained the whole weekend. Like, It absolutely rained all day Friday, all day Saturday. I think it may have cleared up Saturday evening for a little while, but I, at the end of 3 weeks of almost 60 hours a week, I was like, you know what? There's this button that I have, and this weekend I'm going to hit that button, and that's called the reset button. I absolutely didn't do anything. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't really talk to anybody. I just basically had my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I stayed home. Now, I did, in fact, spend some time in my studio creating videos because that's what I love to do. It's relaxing for me. But I didn't do anything as far as car shows goes. I stayed home. So, anyway, like moving on along, yeah. So, the next thing I want to talk about is let's go ahead and move forward to this coming weekend. Now, I came across this the other day on social media. I've never been to it, but there's a car show down in Decatur, Indiana. It says that it starts at 8 o'clock a.m. Let's see, 8 a.m. Registration is from like 8 to 11, I think. And then awards are at 3 p.m. That's what I'm reading here. So, yeah, it's looks like it's $10 to enter, but that is this coming Saturday, June 21st. Now, I don't know who puts that on, but it looks like it's right downtown in Decatur, Indiana. So, if you are looking for a car show, that's an option. I don't know if I'll go to that. More than likely, I'll probably just stick around up here in Fort Wayne and probably head to Cars and Coffee, but I'm not too sure. Now, I do want to back up. I actually got out of order by one thing. I forgot that last weekend for 4 days was the Power Tour. Was it 4 days or 5 days? 5 days. And I had no idea that the Power Tour was coming through this area. But the Power Tour came through Fort Wayne. If you see here, on day 3, that the Power Tour was actually here in Fort Wayne at the Allen County War Memorial Coliseum. I am completely bummed about that because I'm telling you, I've always wanted to go to this. I had a friend of mine, he was actually married to a girl that was my ex-wife's best friend, Sean. And Sean and Tracy went on this Power Tour a couple of times years ago, and I always thought that would be pretty cool to go do that. Now, I completely spaced out and forgot, I guess, that even happens, and I didn't have any idea, but the Power Tour came through Fort Wayne last week, and I missed it. It looks like they started in Indianapolis, went to Joliet, Illinois, Fort Wayne, then Monroe, Michigan, I believe, and then it ended in Norwalk, Ohio. So that's pretty interesting. I don't know, have you ever gone on the Power Tour? If you have, leave a comment below and let me know if you've gone to that. I would be interested to know what your experience is with that. And is it something that I should probably put on my schedule next year? I think I'm going to try to put that on my schedule next year. Anyway, so that happened last week. I missed it. And anyway, moving forward, again, I'm sorry I got out of order. I'm a rookie. Cut me some slack. Cut me some slack. I'll get it right eventually. I'll do this where there's no mistakes, no flaws. But Yeah, cut me some slack. Anyway, so then I have to refer to my notes because I'm an old man. Let me check my notes. Now, there's something else that I want to do. Because time is short on the show. Like I said, it's usually only supposed to be a half hour long because I have to go do that stupid thing called a job. But I wanted to try to do this, so bear with me. I'm going to try to pull this up and see if I can make it happen. I'm gonna go on Chevy.com and I'm gonna try to walk through real quick this process real quick. I always get lost, and every single time I try to do this, I get twisted up. So I'm gonna do it off camera, and then I'm gonna pull it up on the screen so you can check it out. Now, yeah, it always for some reason gets my zip code wrong, and then I have to put in 2,000 mile view. Here we go. So now I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at. I just randomly decided to pull this up yesterday. Look at this. It shows that there are, what did I do? That's not what I wanted to do. All right, this shows that there are 4 Camaros left in inventory on the internet. Now, the last time I think I did this on the internet, there was like 8 or 9, and there was one SS Camaro, which is obviously a V8, and that's this car right here. Let's see if I can do this. This 2SS was on there. Now there's one 3LT left according to inventory. I did call on this 2SS white car. I called the dealership. I forgot where it's at exactly, but from my house it's 1,145 miles. I called them on the phone, and they said that the owner of the dealership owns this car, and I invited them to please take it down off the internet so that people like us don't think it's still available. But they haven't done that yet, so it's still on the internet. And then these other 2 popped up, and I don't know why. I tried to call these people, and they did not answer because I called them after hours. But I want you to look at this car right here. These are both 2SS Camaros 24, and they show that they're available. Now, I would really be interested to find out if they are in fact available. The yellow one is pretty cool, and it's very rare. I will tell you that it is very rare because they didn't make very many of those. And then this one here, this blue one, is actually almost identical to what I built when I had a 2SS built. And this actually is the same color. It's Riptide Blue. It has black interior. It has the SS1LE package, performance data recorder. It has red knee pads, and it has quite a few of the things that I actually wanted on my car, and I built almost this exact thing. Now, I didn't get the pedals. I did get the red seat belt. I didn't get this. I know I didn't order that. But this car is literally the car that I built on the internet. I'm not on the internet. I built this car at a dealership, and then when it came in, I had already purchased a collector's edition Panther, so I passed on it. Now, if you guys are interested in this amazing car, you might want to call them and find out for sure if this car is still available, because if it is, wow, it's the last one. I don't know if maybe somebody ordered it and they backed out, and that's why they're showing it as being in inventory. I don't know, but I would really like to get to the bottom of it. So anyway, if you have time, go check it out if you're interested. I just wanted to bring that up and show you that the internet is literally showing there are 4 Camaros left in inventory, brand new at dealerships. That's it. After those 4 are gone, it's done. It's over. Now, I guess maybe now is the time for us to move into the other item that I wanted to talk about. And, I don't know everything there is to know about the Corvette, but I am in the process of learning everything I can possibly learn. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to understand it all. But there are different levels of Corvettes, as you know. We all know that. And it starts with like a Stingray, and it goes to the E-Ray, a Z06, and then of course everybody's been talking lately about the ZR1, which is insane. And I can tell you that I have, through my looking into the Corvette and reading and looking at information and news about the Corvettes, the ZR1 is absolutely insane. 1,064 horsepower, twin turbo, excuse me, absolutely just out of this world insane. I'll be honest with you, the Stingray is something that I can afford on my income. The E-Ray and the Z06, it's kind of like right at the top of where I can say, okay, this is me going almost outside of my league, almost outside of what I want to afford. And then the ZR1, I'm just going to be honest with you, it's out there. I will probably never own a ZR1, and I'm okay with that, because a base model ZR1 is about $175,000, a base model. And if you start adding carbon fiber, if you add the ZTK package, which is a aero package, you're looking at 220, 250. That's a lot of money, and I will probably never buy that car. And over the last, I don't know, year or so, they've been talking about the Zorro Corvette, and the Zorro Corvette is actually even more incredible than the ZR1. It is basically the ZR1, and then adding the electric motor in the front of the car out of the E-Ray. So then it takes it adds, on top of the 1,064 horse, it adds another 120 horse, I believe. No. I can't remember. Maybe it's, yeah, it's like 120, I think. So I would have to read my notes again about that, but I haven't done that. So I do have it here in front of me. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, 160 1,064 horsepower from the gas engine and an additional 160 horsepower from the electric motor, which puts it up there right at 1,200 horse. Like, that's insane. Like, why and who is ever going to use that much? Like, the people that buy these cars are going to be, there's only a few people that are going to buy this car, and that's okay. But it's actually a pretty hot item, and everybody's talking about it. So I figured I'd bring it up on my on Shop Talk today, because it's an incredible vehicle. So what I want to do is, yesterday they put out an article that said that I read it on GM Authority. They said that they were going to make an announcement today, June the 17th, about the next release of another Corvette. Well, they have in fact done that. They literally put it out. I got the email today at 10 o'clock in the morning, and basically, see, I wanted to make sure I had that right before I put it up here. But here you go. Here's a photograph. Wait, what's going on? I'm still on the... Let me... I gotta shut this down. Sorry about that. Here we go. So, this is a photograph of what they are going to call the X. They're not going to call it the ZR1 or the Zora. They're going to call it the ZR1X. And according to what I've read, the reason why they called it the X is because the X actually stands for all-wheel drive. That's kind of what they've come up with. I guess other companies have basically said if it's an X, it's an all-wheel drive vehicle. So they released a couple photographs. They were even throwing around yesterday. The article said nobody really knew exactly what they were going to release. There have been rumors about Corvette making an SUV, kind of like what Porsche does. There have been rumors about GM releasing what they call a Grand Sport, like they've done for so many years. There's always a Grand Sport model. They haven't done that yet with the C8. So nobody really knew exactly what they were going to release. They talked about the Zorro, and then today they made the final announcement that it was going to be called the X. I just wanted to show you a couple photographs. They have just been completely they've gone completely off the rails. Like, look at this. This is an aero package, or a carbon fiber aero package that you can put on the car. And nobody really knows exactly what this car is going to retail for, or what the MSRP is going to be on this car, but it's absolutely insane. Like, I can't even imagine what it would be like to just be able to drive this car. Would just be insane. Like, I think it would just be completely insane. But they also said that they are going to have two different models. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it says the customers will be able to choose between two chassis configurations, including a touring chassis and a more aggressive track package, the latter of which is outfitted with Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2R tires and a firmer ride. There's also a full carbon aero kit capable of generating up to 1,200 pounds of downforce. Really? That's insane. Like, you're going to need that downforce because 1,200 horses just out of this world. Like, they're going to still build them at the GM Bowling Green plant. And I tell you what, like, I can't even imagine what it would be like to be able to have something like that. That's just absolutely out of this world crazy. Now, I wanted to share that with you, and I'm sure that most of you have already probably, heard about it. Maybe you haven't. Like, but I did want to go over it real quick on here, just because that's the kind of thing that I want to do on my channel, is keep you informed on certain things like that. And it's cool. Like, I don't really know what else to say other than it's pretty incredible. Now I do have one more thing, and then we are already at a half hour, so I'm gonna close out the show because I do have to go to work. But this other thing that I wanted to show you is that Ford has made the GTD Mustang. And basically, this car is supposed to be the most expensive Ford on the market ever made. And I wanted to share this with you because, like I said, I do want to put things like this on my channel. And the thing is this car is even farther out of my reach, like even farther from the ZR1X. Like, it's ridiculous. This car right here is said to be valued at $324,260, including a $5,500 destination charge. That's insane. Like, that is, again, crazy. Like, it's a very cool car. I think it's insane. Now, I don't know near as much about this as I do the ZR1 because I do consider myself a Chevy guy. I hope that doesn't offend most of you, but that's the truth. Like, I've been a Chevy guy my whole life. Like, I have had Fords. I might eventually own another Ford someday, but I can tell you that there's a real good chance that I'll never have a GTD because $325,000 is a lot of money. And do you know what I can have for that kind of money? Like, I could have 2 Corvettes and the Camaro. I could have a GT500 Mustang standard shift, and a Camaro and a Corvette. Like, $325,000 is a lot of money. It's for those people that just have way more than I do, and that's fine. Like, this car is incredible. It looks good. The lines on it are incredible. Now, I will say this will probably upset a couple Ford people, but I think the Mustang looks similar to the 6th gen Camaro. Now, I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I'm my opinion is right around in this area, over the back wheel. That looks really a lot like the back of my Camaro. And I don't know who copied who, but they do look similar. And so anyway, I just wanted to touch on this real quick. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about today, was those few items. And anyway, also, I don't know if anybody joined me today. I didn't get any comments or anything like that, and that's okay. But I also wanted to tell you that just because if you're looking for software to stream live, I want you to know that I use Ecamm Live. If you are looking for some good software, Ecamm Live has some pretty incredible features on their program, their software. As you can see from watching my channel, watching this show, I have the ability to pull things in like my nickname. I can share my screen like I have done so many times before with you. I can literally take my nickname out. I can put it back in. I can take out the screen share. I can put it back in. I can roll out the camera so you don't have to see my face. That's all right. I can put it back in. And then I can also change views. I guess I can't really do that on there, but I can change views like that, so you have more than one view to look at. And anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to tell you that Ecamm Live. Now I also got something in the mail the other day, and I'm not going to give this away right now because I still have to open the package and take a look at what was sent to me in the mail. But I've got people already asking to be a part of my channel and do what they call collaborations with me. I'm not going to tell you what it is or who it's from because I want to look into it, but maybe in 2 weeks when I go on live again, I will share that with you. If there's anything that you guys, any shows coming up that I maybe have missed out on covering, make sure you leave the comment down below and let me know, of upcoming shows. And then also I will tell you that we only have another weekend, I think, of June. This weekend coming up, and then the week after that. And then after that, it's July. And I tell you what, July is absolutely insane for me because there are 3 different Camaro car shows in 3 different states. And I plan on going to all 3 of them. That could change. I don't know for sure. But July is going to be a crazy month for me. So anyway, stick around. Stop back and hang out with me on Shop Talk. I'll be back on July the 1st in 2 weeks so we can get another update. And I just wanted to tell you that I appreciate you stopping by Shop Talk and hanging out with me on Music Man's Garage. And I will see you next time.